Hi, this is Bill Koenig for Straight Circle Martial Arts, and today I'd like to go over 10 different elbows. Traditionally in martial arts, we learn some basic hard elbows, right? We learn forward and then up, but you'd be amazed how many directions you can actually throw an elbow if you relax and learn how to throw them in different positions and different angles. So today I'd like to give you 10 ideas so you can go home and work with it. Number 10, contraction elbow. Everybody does a contraction elbow, right? We all know this one, we learned this. What a contraction obviously is an expansion, this is contraction. When people throw elbows, they tend to contract. So when I throw this elbow, what happens is I'm coming over and I'm contracting in like this. Now, it's a good elbow if you're very, very close. So if I'm going like this and I want to contract, it's wonderful. The problem with it is it circles. And by circling, it comes back to you by nature. So if I'm a little bit off, or if he moves a little bit, it has a tendency to miss. So when you throw this elbow, make sure you're very, very, very close to where you can contract and not far enough where you're going to miss. Number 9, expansion elbow. So we contracted. Most people know that. Most people do not expand when they elbow. So what I find with an expansion elbow is often if he's close, but he's just a little out of range for what I want to do with this, a lot of times I will expand. So you'll see this chest open up and my arm open up a little bit. It's a great shot, even if we're like close and you see him lean a little bit, you'll see him walk right into him and walk through him. So when you throw that elbow, what you want to think is you're expanding completely through them. You're just opening up the body and coming through them. Number 8, stab elbow. So what it is, it's almost like a punch. So when you throw this elbow, what happens is you're going to be here. And most people, what they do is they just run at people. But no, you want to use your shoulder a little bit. It gives a little bit of a smack to it. So you get this, that. So when he comes in, if I'm going to throw this elbow, what I want to do is I want to stab with it. A lot of times when you come in, you'll find that you're just in, you get a nice, quick, easy, like that. It's a nice short shot. It's very sharp. It doesn't have as much power as the other ones, but a lot of times you just end up in a funny position. You just need a second. It's a nice elbow to know. Upward elbow. There are actually 3 upward elbows. Everyone knows the basic karate one, which I'll show in a minute, but I want to show a couple different variations of it. So one of the ones I like personally is when you come in and you see them bend, you come up this way. It seems a little awkward, but you got to relax, contract, and then expand upward. So if we're like this, what you'll see a lot of times is you get a hit like this, and what I want to do is I just want to come straight up, which is nice because it sets it up for the next shot used nicely a lot of times. So you get that up and then back down. Be careful when you practice this one, because when you throw this at people, they have a tendency to bend, and as you come up, they'll actually walk into your elbow and click their teeth. I had it happen a few times. So do it nice and slow and don't hurt your partners. Upward elbow behind the back. Now, it's the same idea, it's just a little different angle. So a lot of times, if I'm to the side a little bit, what I can do is I can actually, if you imagine dragging your hand up your back, you can actually drag that way to get that shot. So if he's right there, and I have this, a lot of times I can throw that motion here. So I'm like this, and I'm like that. It's a little different angle. It wouldn't be one I'd start with. But again, if someone ends up in an odd position, you don't have anything else, sometimes it's a good motion to know. Upward elbow. This is the standard one we all know from karate, right? Hi-ya. Everyone goes up like that. A couple things though to make that a little better. Most people, when I watch them do it, are very tight. And what they do is they just kind of come up like this with the body. But the reality is if you relax the hips a little bit and bring them, you get a couple extra inches out of it. It's a really brutal blow. So what I really want to do is I want to come up and bring my hip up. See how this kind of levers like this? So I bring the hip up that way, and I get more than I would if I just came up like this. So if he's like this, what I want to do is I want to come in and I want to drive up. You want to drive up with that hip, up through. If you do that, you'll get more power on the strike than if you just sit there stiff going like this. Number 4, downward elbow. Same idea. So I don't want to just come down like this. What I want to do is I want that hip to drop. So as I come through, I want this hip to drop, and it gives me just a little more through the strike. So if he's here, and I'm coming through him, right, I want to make sure as I come through, that hip drops all the way through. You'll get, again, a little more, but that's a lot. You know, if you hit someone here and you go to there, it's a lot. That much makes a big difference. So make sure when you do this that you're up and then you lever down. Number 3, side elbow. So instead of coming this way, we're now coming this way to the side. When I do that, what I like to do is I like to kind of get behind the guy, make sure I get behind his foot. So when I'm coming in, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I get into him like this, so that when I hit him, he doesn't just get hit, he falls. Boom, like that. So make sure when you do this one, you just want to take that little slide in and get behind him and pop him that way. Number 2, close elbow. This is an oddball one, because traditionally you're always taught to hit here. But you remember when you hit someone in the body and it's soft, you can actually get away with a few weird things. So sometimes you want to hit this portion down. So if he comes in, if I hit him like this, it's okay. It's not going to hurt me because I'm not hitting him in something hard or I'm going to hurt that bone. I wouldn't start with this one, but a lot of times when I'm really close, you know, just that ability to turn that, especially if my hands are down, I don't have time to get them up. You get this, or sometimes you get both. And it's a nice inside elbow it's a little sneaky, and it's hard to defend against. Number 1, it's kind of a figure 8 elbow. So what happens with this one is you got to imagine that I'm coming back and back through, and back through. Why would you use that? It's a funny thing. Sometimes, again, a lot of these elbows you wouldn't use, you know, if you were directly fighting someone, but if you end up in a bad position, they're handy. So if I'm here, right, I can't really hit him well. But if I relax and drag the elbow back, it allows me to come back this way. And it's also an expansion, right? I want to open back up through it. So when I do this, very important that the body loads so that it can unload. But make sure also when you do it that you don't come, one more time please. I'm not trying to come around this way because I'm going to miss him. If I go like this and I go like this, it's not going to be a great hit. I almost want to go through him. So as I come this way, I want to go through my target. So this way and through the target. This has been Bill Koenig for Straight Circle Martial Arts. Please like and subscribe. Please hit the notify button. Please share. Really demanding, right? I know. I'd like to drive this up to 1,000 subscribers, and now's the time to do it. And I need your help. So guys, help me out here. Share, like, notify, and remember, punch brothers, punch with care, punch in the presence of a passenger.